Nailing It Classroom Careers is produced by the students and staff at Assabet Valley Regional Technical High School in Marlborough, Massachusetts.
Years ago, we met with the fire chief and the police chief here in town and discussed the project along with carpentry program, electrical, plumbing, and HVAC at the time, and kind of reviewed what they wanted to do for a project, and we all kind of jumped on board, said this would be a great project to get involved in.
It literally started on like a back of a napkin, like 8.5 by 11 inch like piece of paper from the printer. This is what we do up there. And we took that, and the chief had a conversation with folks over at Assabet, and it was like, yeah, we could probably work here, and this would be really cool because it brings in all the different disciplines.
So the only access to this space was through the original lobby section, which serviced the police and fire station as well as all the town offices. We only had one egress or one way of accessing this attic space. So in thinking ahead of 2 years worth of a project or 18 months to 2-year project, we didn't want to be coming through their lobby all the time with students, tools, material, trash. So the idea was to create an exterior temporary set of stairs that we could build and go through, take out an existing window, put in a door, so that all access to here throughout the entire process of construction is going to be done through this secondary temporary access on the outside. So what's happening upstairs here is there's a multitude of different functions going on in this space. We do have sleeping dormitory bedrooms for the fire department for overnight firemen.
We have one room that has 2 twin beds and 2 recliners. That is your dormitory and your day room. So you can imagine that is a huge challenge when you have a lot of call firefighters like we do. They may not know each other that well, they may not work together, and we're asking them to share a room.
There's also a day room up here for the fire department as well as police. There's a large kitchen and plenty of seating area so that they can prepare food not only for themselves but for others if necessary.
And the kitchen facility is not a bad facility in the sense that it's a little outdated and it's got the proper appliances for us, but from a space standpoint to put in the firefighters and the police officers and stuff when we do meals or have any type of an event, you lose that space really quick. And we have 2 firefighters that are on duty 24 hours a day, but we also have about 25 call firefighters that come in for various calls and events. And this is really our only space to get together, so it's very small when that happens. And when we include the on-duty police force as well, it's too small. We can't fit people in.
The work here is very impressive. The skills that the students are learning here, it's going to help them when they go to the workforce. They're not getting this experience anywhere else, and this is what the real world is going to be like. So the skills they're learning with the teachers and building here is going to be immensely helpful when they go to get a job.
Anytime you're using a fence on a table, the distance from the blade to the fence has to be greater, has to be less than this. That's why we rip on a table saw. Let's see the difference now. This is much less than what we're running through. That's okay. This here, not so much, okay?
I have been incredibly impressed with Wayne, with the other plumbing, electrical, and HVAC professionals, as well as the students. There is a vibrancy in this building, having the students here that we did not have before, that is incredible. And the students have been so professional.
I think that's the best part of it, is me actually needing to put effort in and making it up to code standard. You're actually doing a project that's going to be inspected. You know, this is a real job, so it's something that gets your work done. You feel good about it.
We're expected per code to work in a workmanlike manner, which means to work efficiently and within the code regulations, and to also make sure everything looks nice, because you don't want to produce something that just looks off or isn't level. You want everything to be nice and neat, something that you can be proud of. So that efficiency and that just kind of to take pride in the work that you do.
It's really good. You know, we work with carpentry, HVAC sometimes, plumbing also, and I know a lot of these guys do, so it's great. You know, I try to do my best so their work comes out the best too. And it's amazing to work with these guys and have the opportunity to get that connection going on and being able to communicate with them what you want and what you don't need on the work site.
Overall, this job is fantastic. It's, I'm not gonna lie, better than being in shop. It's fun and it's a new experience.
Yeah, I feel like that experience is very needed for us, especially for us looking for co-op.
Yeah, it's a good way.
It gives us a that's a good feel for an actual job site.
Yes.
It's a great opportunity for everyone, you know, because you come out here, you actually learn something that's going to help you with your life and your career, and this is great, man. I really love it.
This is a significant size project for the school, for all the trades that are coming out. Electrically, this one has a lot going on. There's, we just talked about earlier about the feeders coming from downstairs, 3 different panels up here. And on top of that comes with all the heating and ventilation equipment that's going to be used to do this. So we have a significant amount of distribution to do to get panels up here, branch circuits to take out to all the equipment, maybe some larger circuits as we get into the HVAC and kitchen equipment. But it's a very good project. The students will be able to see a lot of different things. The first thing that they're learning is that some job sites, you have to adapt to what the site is. Okay, at times it might be a brand new empty building and where everybody's just going all over the place. But now this is a building that they are in use. Right, their police department is here running their operations, fire department's here running their operations. So we have to interact with them and be respectful of what else is going on. And that requires us to get into other areas of the building and coordinate that. And some of those areas are secure, okay, because the police department, there's evidence and so forth. So most of our challenges aren't so much up in this area as the interaction with those two departments. Couldn't be more pleased. We have not been here that long, and then within that time, we did a significant amount of demo. We've already got temporary power and lighting put up, although the lighting might be hanging, that's because the sheetrock is now going up. And we've already worked on quite a bit of the distribution ready for the panels. So our focus has been on all the areas that we don't need to worry about new walls being built yet. There's quite amount of work that we can be doing prior to that, and that's where our focus has been.
Well, right now we're coming out from a panel all the way back there. It's a 600 amp service. We're trying to feed 3 different panels, so we're running some 1.5 EMT through these trapezes over here, through these walls, and we're just trying to get them nice and straight, make them look neat, and we're just trying to kind of snake our way through some obstacles to make a straight run so that we can get some #1 conductor through it.
Oh, okay. This part's always annoying. Gotta step over. Okay, so we gotta get that piece of EMT out of the way. Ow. 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 He said to take off the clips. All right, so that's right here. Would kill for a drill right now. It's bad. I think I can. This is a cracking bend. So it's level to there, so I feel like what we're gonna have to do is make a saddle over it. Because I don't think we can really move it out because it's already touching here. Let's see. Compression fitting. Yeah. Let's see. I was gonna have to ring it down. It sucks. Looks like a straight shot otherwise.
What a little bit more.
Okay. I just gotta talk to Mr. Mano first. Didn't know you had to know parkour to be an electrician. I'm there. Let me get what this guy thinks. Yeah, you're talking. I'm mic'd up. Behave yourself.
What's up?
So this is a carpenter holding a piece of, what is that?
Rigid installation.
Why?
So currently, we're putting rigid insulation on the top to there, and then we're gonna put this one is gonna go like this on the wall of there. And that's just so once we put up the drywall on the ceiling, they're gonna come in and they're gonna blow insulation throughout the whole roof. And this is just to like stop it from overflowing. The attic.
Types up. All right.
Yep. Nice.
Look at it, Dunderheads. What's good?
That's what's up. That's
What's up? What's up? What are you guys doing? Work?
Working on clamping these right here. You see that wooden block?
Yeah.
Use it as a spacer, so we know the distance. So it's the same distance all the way down. So it's not like up and down and wobbly and stuff. And then right now, we're gonna have to pull that wire to have 25 feet of slack. We're gonna run it down and have it reach this little
Oh yeah, the mark.
where
Yeah.
the wall is gonna be.
Yeah, and that's when we come in over here with our pipe here, nicking a 90 over there, up on the strapping. But yeah.
Yep. That's what we're up to now.
Being at a technical school means that I kind of get to be who I want to be in the future. It's just like a better way to figure out how I want to go about after high school, whether I want to continue this or maybe go to college, because I also have my elective classes, of course, and I get to do engineering, and that's definitely something that I'm very interested in as well. But electrical is also a very big interest. So over time, I'm going to have to decide what I want to do. But I think that just getting even like a taste of what it might be like out here is one of the most important parts of being in a technical school. You have all your academic classes, but then on top of that, you get a completely different group that you might not get in your classes. You can make different friends. You can really just connect with other people, and especially out on a job site like this, you have different shops out here, so you might not see them in school, but there's a chance to work together with them here.
All right. So, hey, this is our one-line electrical distribution power plant, all right, E500. We've been in here a few times. This is where we sized our conduits. Do you see what size conduit that is, Ella? 1.5. So what did you guys put in right here? Oh, good thing. I'm glad that worked out. Okay. All right, so from this panel that's in that back corner, the electric room on the first floor, these are the destinations. Panel A, Panel B, and Panel C that we laid out over here on the floor. All right? We're going to take a walk down to see where these conduits originate from, and then talk about where their destination is over here. All right? Guys ready to travel? All right. So down below here, we have some of your teammates in here working. You can see that they are heading down to the first floor. There is a reference line we sent up over there, a piece of threaded rod. That's where we're aiming for. All right, that's where we're aiming for. There's going to be 3 runs coming up sitting on these unistruts. These unistruts are called, we kind of give them a nickname, trapeze. Almost looks like you're at the circus. You're going to fly around on those things, right? Trapeze. And we're going to pay close attention to the number of bends we can have. How many bends can we have in this run?
360.
360, and we
kind of don't want to get...
Exactly, Grady, exactly, right? Because then we're going to pull the wires through, okay? We got 390s in this, okay? So that's why we're kind of watching that. So they're establishing these 3 runs. They're all going to go each to a 200 amp panel, all right? These are all 200 amp panels that we're going to. And we've tried to establish a straight run that's going to get us all the way down that area. And as you can see it, you can see the struts that they built. What are the support requirements for EMT? Do you guys know?
Every 10 feet.
Every 10 feet. How about from a box or panel?
3.
3 feet. Well done. Well done. All right, so these guys are working on those trunk lines coming, and we'll show you where the final destination is, where the panel's going to be, and that kind of gives an overview of that, all right?
It's a 3/8.
All right, so this is panel C.
Yep.
Okay, look above your head.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where the panel's going to be.
We've already got
Yeah,
that
the first
90 in.
run.
Yep, well, we don't have this wall built yet. All right, we don't have this wall built yet, but we can lay it out on the floor. It comes that time the wall's built, there'll be a new 90 that's going to come in right into the top of the panel. This is going to be a separate mechanical room. That panel's going to be a door opening there. That panel's going to be facing us right here. You want to show them the other 2 panels that you were part of over here?
If you look up to the ceiling here, my gracious friend Josh and Nathan, the panels are going to come right around here and here, going to be A and B. So you got the 2 runs up there that are lying there, and then there'll be 2 90s coming down, coming in, and
right into the top of the panels. So those 2 runs that they already did, they're going to have 90s on them and connect to the trunk line part of the team's running down, right? So that's considered, this is our distribution, power distribution, okay? Anytime we go from panel to panel, it's considered a feeder. Anytime we leave a panel, and from its final overcurrent device, right, the circuit breaker out, those are our branch circuits, which is what we got a crew starting on the home runs of the branch circuits now. So that's kind of the gist of this. We'll keep our heads into this, keep revisiting this so it gets clearer. And we're going to go take a peek at where that conduit's in the way of the stairwell that's got cutting in. Okay, come up with a plan. All right?
One of the best things about Assabet is our workforce extension program, where our shop students get to come out and do live work. Today we're out here at the Berlin Town Hall, where the students are completely renovating a second story of the building that will be a future place for firefighters to sleep at night, and it really gives back to the community, and that's one of the things we want our students to do, is to be involved in community projects that will help support the town. It gives our students the opportunity to get some actual live work in, and it's beneficial for both the town and the school, so it's things that we love seeing happen.
So at this point in time, the status of the carpentry work is that we've started now laying down the second layer of plywood flooring on parts of the second floor. So we've put enough second floor plywood down, enough to start framing some of the interior walls. And presently right behind me, students are working on framing in the walls for 5 of the sleeping rooms. So they've been building the walls. I have some students back there now putting in the fire blocking back there. And just prior to putting in all of these walls, I have another group of students working over here to my right that are putting up the metal track that's going on the ceiling that's allowing the top plate of our walls to rest inside the metal track and also allow for the existing roof trusses to deflect based on weather conditions, snow loads, things like that.
So this is an exciting project that our students from Assabet get to participate in with carpentry, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, eventually painting and design. This is an optimum opportunity to have our students showcase their skill set in showing the type of education, the real world education, that our communities will support and are encouraged by, to see the skill sets that our students have. The nice thing is that it also allows our students to have some buy-in in their communities, because they have the ability to know that they've made an impact at a local level So it gives them some pride in the work that they're doing. The expectation is that all of these folks, once they graduate from Assabet, is to go out and be global citizens and be productive at their adult life, whether it's in college, military, or going into the workforce. We like to provide options to our students at Assabet.
So this is the best form, of ARPA funds that I have seen because of how creative it was. And this is definitely a win-win. When I think about what Berlin needed in terms of their budget constraint and getting this project done, and the fact that they thought of all the students and all these different trades at Assabet, it's incredible. It's a great experience for everybody to be working here together to see the completion of a project. The cost savings for the town is what made it all possible. So I'm going to be talking about this project in all of my communities that are facing budget constraints to employ this model. It's very cool.
So this project is more what we should see more of. It's real hands-on experience for our students as they're learning the trade in the classrooms and even in the trade programs at Assabet. This is about giving world experience while also improving our community by improving our public safety facilities.
Agreed, and it's also so incredible to see a project that's going to go towards serving the greater community. That is also a great chance for students to get hands-on experience and to further their education. So, like the senator said, it's a joy to see a project like this coming together where it's serving so many different members of the public good. I think it's kind of both a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is we're seeing such a high demand for these for trade schools because so many of the jobs are both needed and provide a great living. But I think the challenge is we just don't have as many slots to meet that demand.
Yeah, and there's for trade programs and career technical and vocational programming, there's always going to be a need for it, for plumbers, for carpenters. So that is a great career path. We need to see more students going into these fields and including in building up these fields. I think one of the things that we're constantly watching is the federal economy and looking at where the ability for us to have bond funding available to build more projects so that more people going into the trades can have robust work experience.
Just, good luck with the rest of the projects and your school year, and thank you for all that you're doing to serve the town of Berlin. And, to see these group of students doing this job is a true inspiration. So keep up the good work and good luck.
And it's so great to see so many different types of trades here on this job site working together, including having the audio-visual programming here as well. So thank you for recording it and keeping this for posterity purposes. And I echo my colleague, good luck in the work ahead.
On the next episode of Nailing It Classroom Careers,